Hello everyone, as you know, biology GCSE exam for 2025 takes place on Tuesday for all exam boards. Here is my predictions. Just to make sure, these are just my predictions, so I will strongly recommend that you revise every single topic just in case anything can come up in the exam. So one of the first things I'm going to say that always comes up is looking at difference and similarities between plant and animal cells. So plant and animal cells, it could be a bacteria cells. So this is something they can ask you to do: compare and contrast, similarity and differences, and also they can ask you about the structure and function. I have already posted a video on this today, so make sure you have a look at the compare and contrast for plant and animal cells. That might come in handy to you. Another video that I posted today was a microscope. Again, really hot topic. Always comes up on microscopes. There's a question on there. And again, I posted a video on it today, how to use microscopes and prepare slides. Again, it could be how to use microscopes, calculation of microscopes, and it could be also preparing a slide for microscopes. This is also a required practical, and last year this practical did not come in the exam, so it's more likely that if it hasn't come up so far, it may come up. So that's one of those topics. So the next topic we're looking at is stem cells. Now stem cells has not come up in the exam for 2023 or 2024, so it's more likely to come up this year. So you got stem cells, it could be your therapeutic cells, it could be the uses of stem cells, what we can use them, how do they work, what do they do. So quite important that you're aware of how stem cells work, where they're used, different parts and organs. Another topic we're looking at is enzymes. So enzymes, again, there's a required practical on enzymes as well, effect of pH. That again didn't come up last year, so maybe look at that, how it works, how does it denature enzymes, amylase, and so on. What are the different parts of them? The other one is that hasn't come on. Last year you had a massive question on osmosis, but there hasn't been a question on diffusion or active transport. So if there hasn't been a question, it's more likely because I haven't talked about it, it might come up this year. So moving on swiftly, the next topic is we're looking at the blood vessels. So when we're looking at blood vessels, remember to look at your artery, capillaries and veins. Look at the double circulatory system. Again, there hasn't been a question on that yet. It could be labeling the heart and the different parts and different functions of the heart. So it's really important you look at that, how they work. Moving on swiftly, so we're then looking at the communicable and non-communicable diseases. So protease and malaria hasn't been in the exam, so they may ask you about that. How you catch it, how does it work, and how does it move around. The other one that we can hasn't been a lot about in non-communicable diseases could be the use of pregnancy or COVID test. How do they work? How do we use them? Like I said, hasn't been. Monoclonal antibodies, that's not been in the exam. This is all about your communicable diseases. None of them have been in the exam so far, so any of them can come back. For the non-communicable diseases, they tend to give you lots of data. Then you need to get lots of graphs and you have a look at them. The other ones we can look at is herd immunity. And you're looking at also plants diseases. So it's going to put here. So we got plant diseases. So remember, you need to know what minerals are needed for what. If they lack them, what happens? And the other massive big topics that always come up in the GCSE, there was a massive question on photosynthesis last year. I'm going to put it up here. So photosynthesis last year came up, a big question, but photosynthesis is a key topic that comes up every single year. And the final other one that hasn't come in last year, but is in paper 1 and paper 2 is respiration. So remember aerobic respiration conditions and so on. I wish you the very best of luck, and I thank you for watching this. But just finally, one more time, remember the key terms. Remember, these are predictions. Please do revise everything.